Man, I'm just really, really excited about this building process with my dad, man. I truly love my dad. I'm excited about this reconciliation. Like, we've truly been reconciled with one another. I honor him as my dad. I can truly say I love him and feel it now. It's great. It's truly been a desire of my heart for many, many years. I'm thankful for all of those that have supported and given me words of encouragement and just testimonies of how it even impacted and stirred others as it related to my testimony. But I just wanted to share a little bit partial of what all went down when we got together back in February, man. 2 years ago, I went out to the East Coast and was able to see my dad at my niece's open house, and he really didn't have many words to say. I remember just like not really so much bitter, but just like numb, like, wow, here my dad is. I'm seeing him for the second time in my lifetime 2 years ago, and he probably said, what, 4 to 5 words to me the entire time. But you could tell there was a love there, but it was almost like just an awkwardness. But I was cool with it, like, I guess mainly because I've surrendered my life to God, and he's truly filled that longing, that void, that emptiness that I had in my heart for many, many years. And he's been a father of all fathers. He says in the word that he'll never leave or forsake us. And when I tell you he's guided me, led me, taught me, like, God, that's my daddy, like, real talk, to say, no, this is true faith. I stand and believe and know that God is the father of our fathers. So I thank him for that. But in the natural, real talk is like, I desire, to just feel this love from my real dad. And after leaving 2 years ago, not with bitterness, again, it was just kind of like a numbness, like, wow, God just began to show me, like, why don't you initiate? Why don't you press in? Like, why am I waiting on him to press in? Like, I know the word, I know the truth. And if I've truly forgiven him, I need to initiate and press in if I desire to build with my dad. So many of you know, as you've seen my YouTube, if you haven't, go to Mizz Reality TV on YouTube and check out part 1 and part 2 of A Call to My Dad. I reached out to him for his birthday back in December, and it was pretty cool. And so, not knowing that in February 2012 I'd be seeing him, so my girlfriend and I flew out just on leisure to New York, East Coast, and I made it a point to drive 2 hours to go meet up with my family. I have a grandfather there, which is my dad's dad, my niece, my aunt, my sister. And so I didn't set it up for my dad to be there because it was almost like I didn't want to be let down. Now, it's kind of funny, right? So here I am saying, I need to press in and initiate, but then pride got in the way at an instant. I didn't want to be let down, so I really didn't set it up for him to be there, knowing that maybe they would tell him. No maybes, I'm sure that they would. Lo and behold, when we pulled up to the spot, he was the first person that came out, and it was just like my heart just like leaped for joy. Like, real talk, I was geeked, like, wow, that's my daddy. And my girl's like, wow, he looks just like you. So I'm all giddy, and I give him a hug and tell him I didn't think he would be there, and he was like, he wouldn't have missed it for the world. So as the night went on, just reuniting with family, it was just a great night, like the greatest night I'll never forget. And we kicked it on the couch, and I'm like, Dad, what do you think when you look at me? He's like, man, like, you're beautiful, you're intelligent, I see me, and it's just sad. I'm sorry that I missed all of your life. And he just began to apologize, and I told him I forgave him and how I love him. And God says in the word that if we can't forgive, who is he to forgive us? You know what I mean? So I'm like, I had to forgive, and I let him know that God's truly been a father and leading me, guiding me, and teaching me. And because I've surrendered my life to God, I know what it means to forgive. I know what it means to walk in humbleness of knowing that we're all broken, that we're all apt to hurt someone or another. We're not perfect, and God didn't love me because I was lovable. He loved me because it was his nature. So who am I not to love my dad because he wasn't lovable? So we just kicked it, and some words passed, not passed, but I shared some words that brought emotions out. So here I am weeping, and he grabbed me and hugged me, so I began to weep even harder because I'm thinking, wow, this is my daddy, like, he's holding me, like, this is crazy. It was just bananas. A lot of emotions, but it was real, man. A lot of breakthrough. So I truly rejoiced in that. The next morning I felt the power of God so strong. It was like God replayed all that had happened the night before with my dad. Like, I literally felt breakthrough. from, just that forgiveness and sharing and reuniting and transparency. And since then, we've been kicking it. Every time he leaves me a voicemail, I'm saving it. He texts me, I text him back. It's been really great. So I'm building with my daddy. I love him. I just wanted to share, just to, inspire each and every one of you, or encourage you that you can do it, not on your own. Trust me, apart from God, you can't do it on your own. Even if you try, it's only temporary. But truly, the love of God is shed abroad in our hearts. Just, ask him for that very desire that you have to reconcile with any broken relationships, whether it's a spouse, a sister, brother, daddy, mother. God can do it. And when I say God can do it, he will do it if you will allow him to. So just surrender and know that we are not to love people because they're lovable, but to love because that's his nature. So again, much love. Thank you so much for the support. And I just had to share. So hope it blessed many of you. And more to come.